So I've always liked the painted letters on tires, but they're getting harder and harder to find these days, especially in certain sizes. So this is my 99 Z28 Camaro, and it's got 16-inch rims, which those are fun to find tires for already. But I've got these Falcons, and I decided I wanted to do the white lettering on them.
Black wall tires, they blend into the pavement.
But I couldn't find any videos, or at least any really good videos, that talked about how to do it and how to do it quickly and make it look good. So I decided I'm going to make one of those videos. That's the video you're watching. Hope it helps, because I've already done the other side. Did it this morning before work, and now it's after work. So I'm out here sweating in the garage because it's the end of summer, but still hot. Thankfully, these lights aren't very hot, but as we can see here, the Falcon tire, these have, you can see what I'm doing here. These are not raised. These are sunken down, so the tire around it is raised. These are recessed. If you're doing raised lettering, it's going to be a different process, because with this being sunk, what we're trying to do is get the paint filled in there. We're less concerned about staying in the lines and more concerned about getting a good even fill and then wiping everything off that sticks up. So this is going to be how to do it. I got it down to where I could do full logo white with the red fin right here. 22 minutes was the fastest I did the other ones, one at a time, but I'm going to do both logos. I'm just going to show you how to do it on one. What we are using today, paint pens. Got these on Amazon. I don't know what the brand name is, Overseas Paint. They weren't super expensive. We'll see how long they last, but they're oil-based, low smell. So I've got red and I've got white. I've got a 6-pack of the white, and then I got a 2-pack of red, because I was like, it's not a whole lot of red. So far, these are still going. These are the first two that I've opened. What you'll also need, mineral spirits. I recommend odorless, because the odorful mineral spirits pretty hard in the lungs. You should probably wear gloves. I'm not going to wear gloves because I just want to knock this out. But these are also shop towels, blue shop towels. So you're going to want, these work great. You're going to want paper towel, not something like this. So this is a microfiber cloth, and it's kind of grass. But this is going to be used. You can see where I've already cleaned the tires ahead of time. We're going to wipe it down, just the logos where I want it. We're going to wipe it down with mineral spirit using the towel. Then once we paint and fill in everywhere we want, we're going to use mineral spirits on the paper towel to wipe off the excess and where it gets outside the lines. That'll make sense here in a little bit. Grass everywhere because it blew in from the yard when it was windy. So, step one. Don't drink this. Bad for your health. Kill you. So we're going to get it on the towel. And you do want to do this before you go to painting, because road grime, oils, what have you. But also, I had tire shine on this a couple months ago. It's since worn off mostly, but you see, as we start just scrubbing this area, that's a lot of yuck, and your paint's going to stick to that, peel right back off. So we're going to wipe it down a couple times. It has the grooves in there, so kind of go with the grooves if you can. I don't recommend washing your tires all the time with mineral spirits or any other solvents, because tires are rubber, obviously, and you don't want to promote dry rot. These tires are just a few months old. That's the yuck that's on there. So we're going to find a dry spot on the towel, kind of wipe it down, and we're looking much better already. So once you've got your logo paint area clean, we're ready to start painting. Always put your lid back on your mineral spirit so you don't spill it and have to make a run back through the hardware store. You know what I'm gonna do while I'm here also? While I have mineral spirits somewhere on this towel. Take off this paint from the tire shop. There we go. Dot removed. Shake your paint good. I'm gonna do white. Like I said, I'm not super worried about staying in the lines. I want to fill all of the inside, and I want to fill the inside wall, if that makes sense, of the letter itself. Hopefully you can see it pretty well on this 360 camera. Shot in 5K with my inexpensive but very effective LED lights. That's the way these work. Okay. Wow, yeah, that's a lot of paint that just came out. It wasn't flowing that fast earlier today. I would say probably from the temperature change. So we're going to start. I like to do the outside, the outline of the letters first. Be sure you get down in the corners, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to fill in this paint. Now, one thing to know when you're working with these paint pens is that as it starts to dry, if you go back over it, it tends to clump and pull the paint back off. So that's pretty good. I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to go ahead and do all of the letters. Now, because that's going to be red, I'm going to skip the flag in the middle of that F, little banner, whatever it is. And we're just going to paint that last one. Ooh, got a little bit crazy with it. So that's that. If you have problems with paint flowing out of your pen, make sure you angle it down because gravity is on your side. I'm going to try to get some of those bubbles out. But ultimately, it's not going to make a whole lot of difference because we're going to have to go back over these one more time after this next step. So make sure you put your lid on it because this paint dries fast. And you don't want dry paint in your pen. So we're going to tear off a section of paper towel. We're going to fold it half, half again, half, and then one more time. So got it folded up into about 2.5, 3 inches by 3 inches. We're going to take our odorless mineral spirits, and again, this is probably where you want to put on gloves, but I ain't doing it right now. So I'm going to get this fairly wet, but I don't want it so saturated that it's going to be drippy into the paint. So once you soak it, I find that squeezing it so that it kind of saturates around on the paper towel is good. But we're good. So no drippies. This is where I found saves a whole lot of time, especially and only again on recessed lettering. So we're going to take it. I want to try to keep this as flat as I can against that tire, but we're just going to start wiping. And yes, it's going to remove some of the paint down inside the letters, but that's okay because we're going to go back in and we're going to redo it. The finished product is not a result of how well you paint, but how well you clean up the details around the edge. So you can see it's already starting to take it off of the raised section of the tire and leave, for the most part, the paint down in the letters. There's going to be some spots that we're going to have to go back and pay more attention to, get closer. All right, so paint and tire goop, but I don't want to smear that white paint back over where I've already wiped it off. So we're going to fold to a new section, and this is where I'm going to start working again with a flat piece. I'm not poking the corner in there. You can if you need to really kind of get close, but I just want to let the paper towel do most of the work with that solvent, dissolving that paint right out of the section. Not like that. Yeah, I'm going to scrub just a little bit with that corner until I get those off. But we're just going to keep working until we get all of the paint off of the raised section of the tire. If it looks cloudy, find a fresh, clean section and just give it a good wipe down like that. Okay, so that step is done. Now we're gonna let it dry. Dries pretty quick. And we are done with this bit of paper towel. We can of course unfold it a couple times, and now we're gonna have a clean section inside of there. Keep that handy, because if you make a mess on this next part, you want to kind of clean it up quicker. But now we go back and we're going to fill back in what we wiped off. We're going to try to stay away from the edges as much as possible this time, because I don't want to have to go back and re-clean it. Okay, so we're good. And I'm going to try to do this in light strokes, because I don't want to peel off. See, I messed up a little bit. I don't want to peel off that paint that we just put on there. There we go. So, see those little sections, those little pieces right there that kind of got a little bit carried away. I'm going to very carefully try to clean that up without getting it into the paint. Looks good there. Looks good there. The dog drives me nuts. He non-stop barks. It's not my dog. Continuing on. Okay, that's the second coat. We're going to come back in. We're going to clean up these edges very carefully. This time I'm going to be really trying to not let my paper towel get into the letter. And again, letting the solvent do the work with the paper towel. Looks good. Move on to the red. One of the stop shaking. One of the main things you want to remember on the red is when you're wiping the paint, excess paint from the red, you want to be very careful that you don't get it into the white, because it'll be pink. And that's kind of a pain in the butt to fix. You have to let it dry and then paint white over it again. Yeah, I'm going to say it's because of that temperature change from this morning. And this Falcon logo does not take much red at all. That's quick. Then on your paper towel, you're going to want to make sure that you have a fresh section that doesn't have white on it. And we are going to repeat that process. I should probably let it dry just a little bit more, but it's all right. Like, I don't want to get that in that white paint. Looks good. All right, that's that. Done. So according to my phone, the camera has been recording 26 minutes. So not including the talking and the prep time, 22, 25 minutes, somewhere around in there. Does pretty good. Now, if you want to let it dry and come back later and do like another coat of white, you can. I probably will because I've got a couple of spots where I'm like, it's not great. It could be filled in a little bit better. But that's the idea. You want to paint it, get it filled in good, and then go back and take your time on wiping the paint off that you don't want. So hope that helps. Enjoy. Here's a look at the finished product.